Hey everybody, this is RoboMallard, and today we're going to be doing a Battlefield 3 versus Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer review. And we're going to do this because a friend of mine on the PSN, Smosh22, suggested it. It's awesome. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, for graphics, let's get started on sound. What do you think of the sound?
Well, the sound in Battlefield 3 is phenomenal. I have no problems with the sound. I don't even think they could do any better with the sound.
I agree.
But the only problem is in Battlefield 3, sometimes the sound just completely stops. Like, I can not hear a thing when someone's shooting. I can't hear them. But you have to shoot again to be able to get that back, so I guess it's not that bad.
Sometimes it glitches, but when it's not glitching, it's like, which is most of the time. Most of the time it's not glitching at all, but when it does, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, like my friend said, you just shoot it, and then the sound's back on and stuff. So when it's working, it's totally awesome, and it's like exactly how the gun actually sounds in real life, so it's really good.
Yeah, for Modern Warfare 3, it's not really as good. When I'm shooting inside, it sounds exactly the same as I'm shooting outside. And sometimes, like, this pistol that you can get, it doesn't sound that, it's this revolver that you can get later on when you rank up in the game. It sounds like a pistol that you already have.
Yeah, like the USP?
Yeah, that gun. See, it just sounds almost exactly the same as that gun. And
they don't really try hard enough to make them different. The guns sounds too different from each other. So they got a little bit lazy, you could say, or they just didn't really work on that part of it. So, yeah, moving on to the next thing, we have weapon visuals, just the graphic visuals. I would say in Modern Warfare 3, they definitely did a step up from Modern Warfare 2 as far as the gun graphics goes and the detail on the gun. Battlefield 3, in my opinion, though, it stands just stands alone. It's way better, my opinion. Because what do you think?
I think the guns in Battlefield 3 are great. I have no problems with the guns at all. They all look. That's what a gun would look like in real life. Like when they do the SCAR, it looks like a real SCAR. Yeah. But in Modern Warfare 3, it seems almost like it looks boxy for some reason. I don't know why, but it just looks like it's kind of rough on the edges. Yeah. So to me, it's not very good.
Yeah, it's not as good. It doesn't compare as well with Battlefield 3. So yeah, weapons as far as Battlefield 3 goes, awesome, and they even have like the little movement of the gun when you like turn left and right. Whereas Modern Warfare 3 doesn't. It's just boxy, like my friend says. Just the generic FPS kind of game. Yeah. They don't really change.
And in Battlefield 3, I want to mention this, that you can change the fire rate. Like, you can turn it to, like, one burst fire or just full, like, auto, you know.
Yeah, whereas Modern Warfare 3, there's no difference in rate of fire at all for Modern Warfare 3. So, moving on to the next thing, the game engine that they use. What do you think of the engine that Battlefield 3 uses versus Modern Warfare 3?
Well, I feel as though the Battlefield 3 engine is better than the Modern Warfare 3. For the reason why is because that Modern Warfare 3, I don't know, it just doesn't look as good. I don't feel like I'm actually there. You know, but Battlefield 3, in my opinion, like when you look down, you can see your legs and everything. Yeah. But in Modern Warfare 3, you just see, like, nothing except the ground. And
it's the engine, the way they made the game, it's just not as realistic, you could say.
Yeah.
So, now just covering all the graphics overall, what would you give Battlefield 3?
Well, I would give Battlefield 3 a 10 out of 10.
Yes, because that's a good rating, because just the graphics everywhere, the sound, the gun visuals, the vehicle visuals, all the visuals and sound and all of the game are just superb, and I don't think it could be better. So I will give it a 10 out of 10 as well. Now for Modern Warfare 3, what would you give that for graphics overall?
Well, Modern Warfare 3, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Yep. Why would you give it an 8?
Well, first off, that sometimes, like, I know this sounds funny, but the chickens in the game, they don't look, I'm sorry, but that's not, if I were a chicken, I wouldn't be bouncing around like that so much. And then how, like, when you shoot a chicken, the feathers fly, and then they disappear.
So just
yeah, just overall graphics. Yeah, and sometimes when you're like going in alleys and like streets and everything in Modern Warfare 3, you see these pieces of paper flying around, and sometimes you see them going through buildings.
Yeah.
Like just right through the wall and,
just
through the ground.
Not as much detail.
Yeah, definitely not.
So yeah, I would have to say for Modern Warfare 3, I give it a 9 out of 10, just because I think they didn't just focus on the graphics so much in that game, that prioritizing was just more on just gameplay, game modes. Like, for example, they gave you tons of modes, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, I would give it a 9 out of 10 just because it's not too distracting when you're playing, but it does put a damper on it a little bit. So yeah, now moving on to our next subject, we have just the diversity and the modes in the game, like what kind of gameplay, like free roam kind of gameplay, or just kind of boxed up small map gameplay. We're just going to be talking about the different modes they offer in each game. So, but for Battlefield 3, what would you say the modes are? They pretty good?
Well, the modes overall are good. I like the modes, but I wish they had more choice, because all of them, like, one of them says Conquest, you know, and you're always on a team.
Yeah.
And there's no like free for all, nothing like that. Like, but they do have Rush, Conquest, and Team Deathmatch, Close Quarters, and Team Deathmatch, just plain Team Deathmatch. So, I think that it's pretty good. I mean, unlike Modern Warfare 3, they have like they have way more choice.
Yeah.
As in like free for all and search and destroy.
Oh, so you're saying like Modern Warfare 3 has more modes?
Yeah, it has more modes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I have to say I kind of like the options in Modern Warfare 3 more than Battlefield 3.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have to agree a little bit. No, I don't really agree on the Battlefield 3 personally, because I think they have a good diversity. I think that as in Conquest, you have a pretty huge map to work with. Like, you can just drive in a tank across the map. You can drive in a vehicle, drive in a helicopter, a jet. All these vehicles that you can drive in, I think it's pretty diverse overall. Whereas Team Deathmatch, or Close Quarters Team Deathmatch, it's like right around the corner. You like literally spawn and you see a guy. So it's just like Modern Warfare 3 in that way. So I personally think that they give enough diversity in Battlefield 3. I think it's more diverse than Modern Warfare 3 personally, because Modern Warfare 3, although it has things like infection, it still doesn't give you a different kind of gameplay. They basically just give you a different reason to kill people. Like in Search and Destroy, you're just trying to stay alive for another reason other than just to get a good KD or whatever. So I think Modern Warfare 3 kind of failed in that area, where they didn't give you enough options for gameplay. They just gave you just a bunch of different reasons to kill people. So that's my opinion. So what do you think about that?
Yes, I have to agree with the Battlefield 3 and the vehicles. That definitely kicks it up a notch.
Yeah.
I was disappointed how you can't get in tanks or like any vehicle in Modern Warfare 3. That's a little disappointing.
Yeah, so I'd say it fails that way. So I would probably give Battlefield 3 an overall just diversity. I give it a 10 out of 10 just because I think it just maximized all the little things that players would want to do in a game. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. What about you?
I'm going to give it a 9.5.
9.5? So what's the reason for that?
Well, I didn't like how there wasn't as many options.
Okay, just like free roam and stuff.
Yeah.
Just more modes.
Yeah, there's more vehicles, there's more modes, and I have to say I like the weapon customization.
No, I mean why is it not 10 out of 10?
The reason why it's not 10 out of 10 is because I wish they could like include free for all.
Yeah, just a little bit lacking.
Yeah, they're just kind of lacking in the differences.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like if I play Team Deathmatch and then I go to like Team Deathmatch Close Quarters, the only difference is that there's smaller amount of people there, but it's still practically the same thing.
Yeah, okay. So, for Modern Warfare 3, I would have to give it a 7 out of 10 for diversity. And why is it so low, you ask? Well, I would say it's low. I would say 7 out of 10 because, just like I said before, it's not too diverse. The modes don't really they're not different from each other very much. They just give you, like I said, a different reason to kill people. So I would give it a 7 out of 10 just for the lack of different gameplay styles. And because to me, modes don't really matter. It's just like gameplay style that I like in modes, So what do you give Modern Warfare 3?
Well, I give Modern Warfare 3 I give it an 8.5 with the modes and everything, because the fact that they have a lot, but they can get kind of too repetitive overall.
Oh, I see.
Since there's no vehicles, and all the maps to me kind of are like the same. Like most of the time they're like cities and everything. Yeah. So I don't know.
Same reason.
Yeah. So the only difference is just like the mode. So that's pretty much the only thing that changes it up.
So that is it for diversity in modes. So now we'll just go ahead and cover overall multiplayer experience, just the gameplay, just the way we feel when we play each game in multiplayer. So, my personal experience, I feel that Modern Warfare 3 and Battlefield 3 are just really equal in the just the addiction, you could say, just the reason why you would want to play, just the replay value. I think they both give you that. I think they're totally different games. I think Battlefield 3 is more strategy-based, just a little bit more, just because you can't really just run out in the open and start finding your weapon and hoping you're killing somebody, unless you're in team deathmatch, I guess. But most of the time, it's just strategy more, like you can use a tank. That's why they give you, like, helicopters and stuff like that, I think. Other than Modern Warfare 3, where it's just close quarters combat all the time. So I think they're different enough so that I would have to give Battlefield 3 overall multiplayer experience, I give it a 9 out of 10 just because there's some flaws, like a little bit of glitches, maybe a little bit. It doesn't lag at all, but it's just a little bit glitchy sometimes. So I'll give it like a 9 out of 10. And I would say the same for Modern Warfare 3, because it's fun, but sometimes it does get a little repetitive, just like Battlefield 3. I think they get a little bit repetitive sometimes. They could have done maybe a little bit better in certain areas, like the glitches sometimes, but overall, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 for both of them. What do you say?
Well, I think that Battlefield 3 is definitely awesome. I feel like a real soldier in Battlefield 3. In Modern Warfare 3, I feel like some sort of super agent, like I was saying in the previous review for the Modern Warfare 3. I feel like some super spy agent guy in Modern Warfare 3. And yeah, it's definitely different with Battlefield 3 and MW3 when it's like fighting. Yeah, in Modern Warfare 3, when you run up to somebody, you can just, like, knife them and that's it. And with Battlefield 3, it's more of a cinematic, which feels a little bit more real. Like, I wouldn't just knife them, just, like, some quick little thing, just, like, slash. Yeah. And I wouldn't think that would really kill every soldier I come across. I would definitely say Battlefield 3 would probably be better in that. And just in overall, I have to give it a 9.5.
Nice, that sounds good.
And Modern Warfare 3, I'm going to have to give it an 8.5. They do have differences, like they have free-for-all, and, they have capture the flag and all those different things, but the only thing is that that it just kind of gets a little boring after a while, actually. It gets too repetitive at some points, and everything just, kind of doesn't fit. Like, I don't know, it just gets a little old after a while.
And like I said in our previous video, all of these are opinion-based, so we're not trying to offend anybody. These are just strictly our opinions. We're just giving you our side of things and what we feel every time we play these games. And also, one other thing I'd like to add is that the gameplay that you're watching now is on our new account, so that's why it's a little, like, we're starting off level 1. It's because we're starting on a new channel, a new account on the PSN. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And just please rate, comment, and subscribe, and just tell us your suggestions.
Yes, and please give us suggestions for other videos to do, and thank you, and we're out.